The Las Vegas shooter fired down on the crowd from inside his hotel room. And tonight, we're going to take a closer look at security at large areas like this.
That's right. Let's bring in Derrick Parks now. He's a former assistant police chief in Maryland, and also his firm provides security for the MGM Grand at National Harbor. So you know exactly what it's like to provide security for a huge complex like this. A lot of people are asking, hey, could this facility have done something different? I mean, what are the challenges in securing something like this?
Well, I think this particular situation is almost a nightmare for law enforcement in general. The lone wolf gunman is something that as a whole, all of us that work in first responders, law enforcement, have to really find a way of dealing with, because we just don't know what's in their mind to be able to orchestrate these levels of attacks. So all we can really do as it relates to security is countermeasures and train for scenarios and obstacles and things of that nature.
When we heard the first initial accounts, I mean, at least when I heard it last night, and you hear the shooting that happened at the Mandalay Bay, but then you realize it was this large outdoor festival area. Right. You know, when we saw what happened in Aurora and these confined spaces, I think a lot of people get freaked out being in these large crowds. I mean, you can't stop something like that, it seems.
I think one thing that we really have to address is the mental condition of these individuals. I think, you know, for whatever reason that as a society, we really have to go back to addressing people who are just really having mental issues. Because I think that's one common denominator in a lot of these active shooter scenarios. If it's not religion, it's usually some kind of mental situation.
Yeah, I want to point out very quickly, the Fox station in Las Vegas reported they talked with the gun shop owner. They went through the normal procedures out there, but you know, there isn't a mental component. There's been talk about doing that. It just never came to pass, it seems.
And from what I understand, these sorts of weapons that he had are legal in Las Vegas.
Yes.
When you look at this, the hotel, a big hotel like this with a casino setting, you called them, you said there would be soft targets. What do you explain what you mean by that?
Well, we have hard targets, let's say like military bases that you have active duty individuals, and then you have a lot of soft targets. So when you look at stadiums, you look at shopping malls, you look at hotel plazas where you have a large gathering of individuals who can come and enjoy themselves, and a person who wants to commit or do a mass casualty of kind of scenario, they can maximize their victim, their body count, because most people are just not thinking of themselves being a victim in those kind of scenarios. So they become what we consider a soft target.
And when you see again the logistics of all this, being 33 floors up and just shoot it, I mean it's just mind-boggling to me.
To hear those rounds, I mean, from the footage I've seen, that this guy indiscriminately shot 10 weapons or more, I don't know how many rounds of ammunition. Just contemplate how many times you will have to shoot to send off a smoke detector.
Yeah.
I mean, just that alone.
That's how they trace him back to the room.
That's how they found him. I mean, my goodness.
I mean, people have questioned, you know, how could he get into the hotel with this many guns? But, I mean, they're not metal detectors when you go into a hotel.
There's nothing suspicious about a person carrying a suitcase to a hotel. I mean, that's commonplace. There's nothing suspicious about an individual staying at a hotel for a 2 to 4 day stay. So the general indicators that law enforcement would have used, they weren't there.
Yeah.
Let me ask you real quick. Because of this, you know, through the networks and what you do, is there talk of any changes, or is everything good the way it is, security-wise?
There's always change. We have to continuously evolve. We've seen this, something similar to this in 1966 with the University of Texas tower shooting. And that individual shot 15 people. Now, fast forward some 50-plus years later, elevated position, shooting down on a crowd. But the difference in that was it took 96 minutes to get that gunman in that tower. This only took a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
So, you know, as we evolve as people, the crimes that they perpetrate evolve. So law enforcement has to evolve.
Well, and we're thankful for the work that law enforcement does every day.
Absolutely.
Good seeing you, Derrick Parks.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.